Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Russell Wilson makes Steelers admission after Giants' decision. The New York Giants and Russell Wilson agreed on a deal during NFL free agency, with the 36-year-old signing a one-year deal with the NFC team. Wilson heads into an organization that fielded a 3-14 team last season. He's coming off his first year with the Pittsburgh Steelers, having led the team to a 10-8 record with a playoff loss in the wild card round during his lone season. As Wilson makes the move to New York, his former Steelers teammate George Pickens posted a highlight of the two connecting on a big-time catch during their time together. "Gonna miss you, lil' bro," Wilson responded. "God's got you." During his lone season with the Steelers, Wilson posted 16 touchdowns and 2,482 yards, completing 63.7% of his pass attempts. Wilson took over for Justin Fields in Week 7 after starting the year on the sideline, having suffered a calf injury in the preseason. Last season, Pickens recorded 3 touchdowns and 900 yards on 59 receptions, serving as the Steelers' #1 wide receiver. While Pickens showed out with Wilson and Fields at the helm last season, both quarterbacks have moved on, leaving the future of the quarterback position in Pittsburgh uncertain. The Steelers currently have Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson under contract. Seattle Seahawks signed dynamic former Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver by Nick Farabaugh at PennLive.com. The Seattle Seahawks have signed former Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver Steven Sims to a one-year contract, according to Aaron Wilson of KPRC2 in Houston. Sims joins Cody White as the other former Steelers wide receiver in that room. Sims spent time at the end of the season with the Baltimore Ravens before their season ended prematurely. He is known just as much for his skills as a returner as he is for when he plays slot wide receiver. Sims has played in 7 games but did not record a reception. He has 7 kick returns for 195 yards and 16 punt returns for 99 yards. Sims added 1 rush for 0 yards to his offensive numbers. Sims broke into the NFL out of Kansas and earned his way onto the Washington Commanders roster. However, the Steelers picked him up after that, and Sims was the team's returner and slot receiver in the 2022 season, yet they let him walk in the offseason, and Sims joined the Texans. He has been with the team since that time. Over his career, Sims has over 1,700 return yards and added 78 receptions for 784 yards with 7 total touchdowns. Betting: check out our guide to the best PA sportsbooks, where our team of sports betting experts has reviewed the experience, payout speed, parlay options, and quality of odds for multiple sportsbooks. Florio: Steelers, Mike Tomlin's interest in Aaron Rodgers is a desperate attempt to delay the boom in Pittsburgh by Jake Brockhoff posted on March 26, 2025 at 12:30 a.m. Every Pittsburgh Steelers fan was disappointed by the way the 2024 season ended. Many still feel fed up, feeling that the franchise is too stuck in its own ways and unwilling to adapt. That mindset, they argue, is the reason Pittsburgh can't find a way to advance in the playoffs anymore. Mike Tomlin's done a tremendous job in Pittsburgh, but it's a hurdle he's been unable to jump past during the last decade. Given that, it was surprising when the Steelers made the splash trade for DK Metcalf. Their interest in Aaron Rodgers, seemingly led by Tomlin, has also turned some heads. Mike Florio thinks it's an example of Tomlin and the Steelers attempting to delay the inevitable. "It just feels like we're getting close to something happening between Tomlin and the Steelers if they can't win a playoff game," Florio said on Pro Football Talk on Tuesday. Whether that's Art Rooney, too, reaches the end of his rope and breaks from the tradition of 3 coaches. Or whether it's Tomlin saying, "I need a fresh start, I need to go somewhere else. It just feels like we're getting closer to boom." And I feel like this move is a desperate attempt to delay the boom that is coming in Pittsburgh. Our latest videos: there are so many ways to read Tomlin's situation in Pittsburgh and so many variables to consider. He deserves credit for hauling the Steelers to a winning record every year and the playoffs in most years. Some will say the Steelers' 6 straight one-and-dones in the postseason are a sign that Tomlin is overachieving to even get into the playoffs in the first place. However, the argument can also be made that the poor roster construction is Mike Tomlin's fault. Obviously, he has a big hand in the front office's decision-making. Since Ben Roethlisberger retired, Tomlin's team has been unable to find his successor. So, the interest in Rodgers makes sense, but it's a tricky situation. Rodgers had good and bad moments in 2024. Behind a promising offensive line and a solid receiving core, he could have success in Pittsburgh. However, he's also a 41-year-old with a recent Achilles injury. Mike Tomlin would be taking a risk by bringing in Rodgers. If Rodgers doesn't play well, it looks bad on Tomlin. Especially if players like Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, who the Steelers failed to bring back, play well in 2025. With all of that said, there are a lot of ifs to consider. Still, if things don't work out for Pittsburgh in 2025, could we finally see Tomlin on the hot seat? An ever-growing portion of the Steelers' fan base would welcome that idea. Florio alludes to a boom in Pittsburgh, with Mike Tomlin and the Steelers parting ways. Tomlin is under contract through the 2027 season. It would be extremely surprising for the Steelers to move on from him before that contract expires. With that said, if Rodgers and the Steelers flame out in 2025, Tomlin will be under much more pressure in those final 2 years. Are you a fan? What do you think about Aaron Rodgers' situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.